Welcome dear students. In this video lecture we are going to see about the planar machine, the next reciprocating machine tool in our context. So in addition here we are going to see the constructional features of the planar machine and its operating principle, and so like the shaper machine also here we need of quick return. So the quick return mechanism of the planar machine working also we are going to see in this lecture. First, the concept of the planar machine operation. Like the shaper machine, in planar also we are going to work with a single point cutting tool to prepare the flat surfaces on the metallic workpiece. But the very important difference between the planar and the shaper, here in the case of the shaper machine, the workpiece is fixed on the table in static condition. This will be moved only during the feed movement, and the tool is set with the tool head of the shaper and reciprocates back and forth. But in the case of the planar machine, the tool is fixed in the tool head which is attached with the column in static condition, and instead of the tool, the table itself along with the workpiece is moving back and forth against the sharp cutting edge of the tool to get removal the metal. So this is the very important difference between the shaper machine and planar machine. In shaper, tool moves or tool reciprocates. In case of the planar, the workpiece reciprocates with the help of the table. And the feed motion is very common when you compare with the shaper and planar. The workpiece is moving in side direction after the each cutting and return stroke. Like the shaper also, here we have considered one single cycle with one cutting stroke and one return stroke. The cutting stroke is a stroke where the material removal happens. The return stroke where it is considered as the idle stroke, there is no material removal is carried out during the return stroke. And this is the short look on the principal components of the planar machine. The planar machine's principal parts are, first of all, the bed, a strong casting which is housing all the moving and static parts of the planar machine. Just above the bed we are having the reciprocating table. Above the bed we provided with the V bedway. In the V bedway the table is able to slide in back and front direction, and the reciprocation movement of the table can be achieved by means of rack and pinion mechanism. That is, a long rack is cut in the beneath of the table, which is measured with the pinion provided in the driving mechanism housed inside the bed. And the two pillars like structures are called as columns or housings of the planar, where we are housing the tool head, cross rail and side tool heads also. One important advantage of a planar machine is not like the shaper. Here at a time more than one cutting tool can be operated. See, the housing a strong column which is provided with the slideway in its front, which is used to engage the cross rail to move below and above. In vertical direction, movement of the cross rail can be possible by engaging it with the vertical guideway provided in the two columns. And in the cross rail we are provided with a tool head. This tool head is able to move in towards left and towards right in the cross rail itself, and the tables can be moved in front and back direction. So by this movements we can easily move our tool head to remove the material in below direction. In order to give the depth of cut, we need to move the cross rail in vertical direction, and in order to give the feed movement we need to move the tool head in the horizontal direction after the successive cutting of a cutting stroke and idle stroke. And the side tool heads are again measured with our column in order to work with the side direction of your workpiece in case of need. So in that provisions the productivity is very high. At a time we can remove material from three different surfaces of the workpiece. In some planar machines the cross rail can be provided with more than one tool head, that also possible. So it is a very photographic look of a planar machine used in the workshops. See, this is nothing but our bed, a long strong casting, and above that the V bedway is provided. This is the V bedway. On the V bedway, the table is engaged to slide in front and back direction. See, this is nothing but the rackway cut beneath of the table. The rack is again meshed with the pinion which is housed inside the bed, and this is nothing but our column or housing column. And in front of the column, as I told you, we are provided with the front vertical guideways which will enable the cross rail to move in upward direction and downward direction. In front of the cross rail also we are provided with a guideway which will house the tool head to make it move in left and right direction. See, this cross rail provided with two tool heads which is able to hold two tools at a time, and this is nothing but the driving mechanisms. About this driving mechanism we are going to see in the next slides. So in this way the material removal is carried out in case of the planer machine. And just like other machines also, here we are having some parameters to specify the planer machine. Any planer machine can be denoted and identified by these important parameters: the radial distance between the top of the table and the bottom most position of the cross rail, the maximum length of the table and maximum stroke length of the table, power of the driving motor, what are all the variety of speeds and feeds available in the machine, and what type of feed is and what type of drivers are required for the operation, the horizontal distance between the two vertical housings, that is the overall width of the machine, and the net weight of the machine and the floor space area required. These are all the important parameters which are all used to specify the planer machine. And now there is two important types of planners are available. One is open side planner, another one is double housing planner. In that, the double housing planner is considered as the heavy duty machine and high productivity machine used in most of the workshops, and the open side planner is used very little utility in the workshops since the load requirement and operating force are very low in case of open side planner, since the cross rail here is just like a cantilever beam and not able to house more amount of load. But in the case of double housing planner, the all static and dynamic loads are evenly balanced and the machine can be operated with very higher cutting loads also. And now let's have a look on the driving mechanism of the planer machine. I think now you may have some clear idea how the material is removed in the case of a planer machine. See, the workpiece is just fixed above the table by using the clamps. The top side of the table is provided with the T slots which will facilitate you to fix your workpiece with the help of the work clamping devices, and then the table will move in front and back direction with the help of the driving mechanism. The meantime the tool is fitted with the tool head, and based on your requirement, your depth of cut, the cross rail will be moved towards the workpiece at the required height. You have to fix it. So if you fixed it is some height, you need to move the table in backward direction. So when the table moves from this end to that end, this will make the workpiece to impact on the tool tip and the material is removed. And during the return stroke there is no material removal is happen and it is considered as the idle stroke, and during that time we need to move the table in very fast manner. Like in the shaper machine also, here out of the two strokes, cutting stroke and idle stroke, only the material removal happens in the cutting stroke. The idle stroke is, as the name implies, is a non-productive stroke. So we need not to move the table with very slow speed during the return stroke. We can move the table with very fast manner in order to save the overall machining time. So this is what the requirement in the case of the planer machine movements. In order to achieve this, we can go for the quick return mechanism for the table driving. So here two different table driving mechanisms are employed along with the quick return facility. The first one is open and cross belt drive quick return mechanism. See, this is the line diagram for the open and cross belt drive quick return mechanism. This is nothing but your table having meshed with your bed through the V gateway, and this is your rack cutter, rack which is provided beneath of the table, and this is nothing but our pinion which is engaged with our rack. When this pinion rotates, this will be converted into linear movement of the table. So in this way the table can move in front and back direction. Okay, and obtaining the movement is the first task. Here this counter shaft is the input shaft. The counter shaft only receiving the rotation from the electrical motor drive or something else, maybe engine, and then that movement will be transferred into that main shaft. This is nothing but your main shaft. This is the main driving shaft. In the main driving shaft and the counter shaft, both are connected with belt drives. See here, number of belt drives you can see. In the counter shaft, we are having two wider pulleys. One is bigger pulley, another one is smaller pulley. Two wider pulleys are there. Why I am telling them as wider pulley? Because the belt engaged with that pulley is not equal to the width of the pulley. The belt is half of the width of the pulley. See, the belt is with the width half of the width of the pulley, and for the both bigger and smaller pulleys, the belt size is half of the width of the pulley only, and another end of the belts are connected with the four different number of pulleys in the main driving shaft. In the main driving shaft, we are having four pulleys. See, two smaller pulleys and two larger pulleys. Two smaller pulleys and two larger pulleys. Out of these four pulleys, the inside pulleys are fast pulleys and outside pulleys are loose pulleys. What is actually loose pulley and what is actually fast pulley is, the loose pulleys are not keyed with the main shaft. That is, if you rotate this pulley, the rotation may not given to the main shaft. There is no keying between the loose pulley and the main shaft, but the fast pulley is the pulley which is keyed with the main shaft. See, the pulleys, the smaller pulley, this one and that one are fast pulleys. Why? Because these two are keyed with the main shaft. That is, if you rotate the fast pulley, the rotation will be transferred to the shaft. That's why these pulleys are called as fast pulleys. We made the inner two pulleys as faster pulleys. This inner smaller pulley and the inner bigger pulley are fast pulleys. The outer smaller pulley and the outer larger pulley are loose pulleys. So in this way, the main shaft is provided with four different pulleys. And at that time, the main shaft and counter shafts are connected with two different belt drives. See here, the larger pulley of the counter shaft is having open belt, and the smaller pulley of the counter shaft is engaged with cross belt. What is actually open belt and cross belt is, see this diagram, this is nothing but the open belt drive and this is nothing but the cross belt drive. You may see in, this kind of belts in maybe in your workshop and other things. And what is the difference between an open belt drive and a cross belt drive is, in case of the open belt drive, the rotation may not be reversed in the driver and driven pulley. For example, if it is a driver pulley and it is a driven pulley, if the driver pulley rotates in clockwise direction, the driven pulley is also rotates in clockwise direction. But in the case of the cross belt drive, if the driver pulley rotates in clockwise direction, the driven pulley will rotates in counterclockwise direction. The direction of the rotation will be reversed in the case of the cross belt drive. It is one difference between these two. Another one important difference between these two is, see the arc of contact between the belt and the pulleys. In case of the open belt drive, the arc of contact, see here the arc of contact is established between the pulley and the belt, and there also the arc of contact is like that. The arc of contact in case of the open belt drive between a pulley and the belt is very low, but in the case of the cross belt drive, the arc of contact is high. The arc of contact is high. See here, the arc of contact between the belt and pulley is very high. This enables the drive to transfer more power from driver pulley to driven pulley. So this is the very important difference between the open and cross belt drive concept. See how we are utilizing this concept for our planar driving mechanism. In this planar driving mechanism, our requirement is we need to move the table fast during the return stroke and slow during the cutting stroke. The meanwhile, by considering the power requirement, the cutting stroke requires higher power movement with slower speed. But in the return stroke, we need to move higher speed with lower power. So this is what the requirement in the planar driving mechanism. This open and cross belt drive quick return mechanism serving these two objectives for us. See how it is happens. At a time of stroke, see the counter shaft is rotates with the help of the electric motor. Now the belt is engaged with the larger pulley is open belt is now engaged with the loose pulley of the driving shaft, that is our main shaft. So the open belt drive is now connected with the loose pulley only. The meantime, the cross belt drive is connected with the fast pulley. So through which drive you are getting the power in main shaft? Through the cross belt concept only, because the open belt is now engaged with the loose pulley. So there is no power obtaining through the open belt drive. The power obtaining is only through the cross belt drive, since the cross belt is now engaged with the tight pulley. See here, this is the inner larger pulley is the tight pulley. So the table will move with slower speed with higher power. Higher power is obtained because the cross belt is transferring the power, and slower speed obtained is because the power is transmitted from smaller pulley to larger pulley. So automatically the speed will be reduced from driver to driven. So in this way, during the cutting stroke, you can move with a very high power and with very low speed. After completing the cutting stroke, now the table is needed to move in reverse direction. For that, a belt triptych shifter is available with the table. This will automatically activate this belt shifter. This belt shifter will move in this direction after the completion of this cutting stroke. If it is moving in this direction, automatically the belt shifter will move this open belt from loose pulley to tight pulley, and this cross belt drive from tight pulley to loose pulley. Simultaneously it is happening. So what will be the result? Automatically the rotation direction of the main shaft will be reversed, because the belt drive is now changed from cross belt to open belt. So automatically the direction of linear motion of your table is reversed, and the meantime power is reduced because the open belt drive is now in action. So because of that, we can get higher speed and lower power. Why we are getting higher speed here? Because the power is transmitted from larger pulley to smaller pulley. So the speed will be automatically increased, and since the open belt drive is in action, the power is reduced. After reaching the extreme return stroke condition, again the triptych is activating this belt shifter. This will move the belts again into the starting condition and making the open belt drive inactive and cross belt drive was active, and the cycle is repeated. So in this way, the open and cross belt drive quick return mechanism is operating in our planar machine to achieve the fast return with lower power. So the same way, we are using the reversible motor drive quick return mechanism also. It is not a complicated one. Simply by using a multiple speed motor, variable speed motor, we are obtaining the rotation reversing and power reducing of the motor. So during the forward stroke, the motor is made to move with very low speed and high power. During the return stroke, the direction of rotation of the driver motor is reversed and the speed also increased. In this way, the reversible motor drive quick return mechanism operating principle is very simple when compared with the open and cross belt drive. In this way, you can achieve the machining in case of the planer machine. And by considering the shaper machine and the planer machine differences, these are all the things. One by one we can see the tool reciprocates and the workpiece is stationary in the case of the shaper machine, but in the case of the planer machine the workpiece actually reciprocates along with the table and the tool is maintained as stationary in the tool head. And in case of the shaper, the feed is given to the work during the idle stroke of the ram, and here also the feed is given to the tool during the idle stroke of the work table. So this is also the difference. Here we are not going to move the work table along with the workpiece for the feed movement like the shaper. In planer, the tool head is going to move during the idle stroke of the table, and in the case of shaper it gives more accuracy since the size of the machine is small and the tool is fixed rigidly in the ram. The accuracy is very high, but in the case of the planer the accuracy is very low, and the shaper machine is more suitable for machining small sized work pieces, and the planer is manufactured exclusively for machining the large size work pieces. And the heavy duty cuts are possible in the planer, but the shaper is preferred only for light duty cuts. And the tool can be used, only one tool can be operated at a time in the case of the shaper machine, but in the case of the planer machine you can go for up to 4 to 5 tools at a time to machine in a single workpiece. So these are all the some important differences between the shaper machine and planer machine you can find. Thank you very much.